Hi guys, I'm Shadé. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing this to reflect and to connect. Hopefully inspire myself first before others to do better. Today I'm just reflecting on my first year of uni. I'm now in year 3 but second year of uni. The way I'm going to do it is just like talk about the transition straight from secondary to school into second year, because I started in second year whilst my other friends started first year and they were in uni. I was in university and it was serious business. It's the social aspect where it's just educational part of it. Like let's jump right in. Transitioning from secondary school to second year is good difference. It's a very big difference. Going from several people, 30 people, not even less, 30 or less people in your class to having like hundreds of people in your class. And you kind of need to find your own ground. You need to find your own ground within that. You need to be okay with it. You're not gonna be like miss and get that one-on-one attention. You can't just be complacent and then expect the teacher to come to you and then ask your question that way. It's not like that. You need to be taking action. You need to stand on business. You need to be on going every now and again, going to get your questions answered, get your queries answered. And because it's a big institution, there are different places for different things. You can't go to your pastoral care teacher for X, Y, and Z. There are different people that focuses on X situation, different people that focus on Y situation, and different people that focus on Z situation. So you need to be able to know who to go to for those. And that was one of the big things I remember when basically I thought I confirmed my decision to come into pharmacy, but apparently I didn't, and it emailed me saying I lost my place. I said yay. I tried emailing around, but there was no reply, no replies, and my dad was like, get in the car, we're driving. We're driving to that place and we're getting your place back. And then when we came, the pharmacy department was closed, but then we went to the business department and they directed us to someone else, and they directed us to a different email, and it was just like it was such a mess. Once I got the right email, I realized the other emails that I was using, like, it wasn't right. So it's just that was just a one example of like, you need to know who you're emailing, if they're the right people for your situation, because they will ignore the email. Sometimes if they're nice, they will reply and say, oh, this is the wrong email this person, and they'll get it sorted. But if it's the wrong email, you're on your own. The best way of you finding that is coming to one of the openings. Granted, you don't have to, but I feel like it's so helpful. I came to one of the opening with my friend and we just walked about the random buildings, and she was doing engineering, so we were going to all the buildings, the engineering building, the pharmacy building, the business building. We were going to all the library, all the different buildings, just to get familiarized with them. Buildings are just in different location. You're better off doing that well before your uni actually starts, so you're not late for classes for reasons that you could have prevented, you know. And it's awkward being late for class, and for the first year anyways. For the first year, after that you don't care. It's awkward just walking in, you know, like, it's more independent, so you need to be able to take that responsibility for yourself. You need to be confident that you are not going to be overwhelmed by just the uni life. Basically, you're not going to be overwhelmed, and making sure you have your P's and Q's, your ducks in a row, and be confident that you're able to pivot. So all of these stuff, get it sorted weeks in advance. Know who your degree coordinator is, where the offices of your department are as well. Worst case scenario, you go to them, they are able to direct you and get the right emails, guys. get the right emails is so important. So yeah, like I said, me and my friend came on one of the opening days and we just looked around. She was doing engineering and then she introduced me to one of her friends who's actually in my course. So that takes us smoothly into the social aspect of it. I was lucky in terms of not moving away. I was still in the city that I grew up in. The majority of my friends were here and some of my friends were going into the same uni, and people who I went to school with were in my course as well. So I didn't have that need, that urgency that I need to make friends ASAP, which is super lucky for me. However, other people might not be in the same situation. I know one of my closest friends that I met in uni in the same course, she didn't have anyone. She was an international student, and navigating that process can be very challenging, especially because you need to kind of hide behind a mask a little bit before you feel safe that, oh, I can be my full self, you know? I came in with the mindset of, I'm not trying to force nothing. If it happens, it happens. I'm going to talk to everyone regardless. I'm gonna get to know people, but I'm not forcing anything for close buddy friendships. Especially coming from secondary school where you're the teachers are university is gonna be the best thing ever for you. I met my closest friends in university, and you kind of put some more of a pressure on yourself to be like, oh my gosh, I better make good friends ASAP. And no, it's 4 years. I'm gonna take my sweet time. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's never by force. So the first week coming in, knowing that the people that I knew, the familiar faces from secondary school, put me at ease, as well as meeting a friend from my friend also put me at ease. So I knew familiar faces to gravitate towards during the lecture. And then the freshers week, we had, as pharmacy students, we had inductions during the first week. So we had some classes within freshers week, which wasn't ideal, but it was it's whatever. You're coming to second year, what do you expect? Between that, we went to some freshers events, and that literally one of the best decisions I could have made. My secondary school friends from other unis, they came as well. We were able to just look around and connect with people, and we made such good friends in those events. Such lovely friends that were in different courses, studying math, studying engineering, studying economics, forensic science. Super cool, and to see that different journey than you was so interesting to see. Even though there's overlaps sometimes, it was so cool just to see the different subjects that people picked and how they're doing throughout, and having just a group of people that were not in your course, have different opinions from you, different backgrounds. It was so cool to learn. So going to the freshers event and participating in them and signing up for stuff, even if you don't pull through, it's never that big of a deal. It's always good to have that stuff in your emails where they're just sending you things so you can participate in when you're bored, when you need to be distracted from uni work. Was always welcome from my ends. Being told ACS event, come to this, come to that, was so cool. And also just making those friends that in between classes, oh, are you free? Yeah, meet here, meet there, and you can just have a bit of fun. I remember we just played pool games. Random games were always good and welcomed in between classes, just to break it up, and they were always fun. So I would encourage you to go to freshers event, lighten up. Everyone is there for the same reason anyways. Everyone is there to just get to know people. Don't put pressure on yourself, allow it to be natural, because if you put pressure on yourself to make friends and make close friends really quickly, you kind of come across with a try-hard energy, and no one likes that. So just be chill about it. If it'll happen, it'll happen, you know? And also having your own things that kind of breaks the hustle and bustle of your degree also helps. So for me, something that I wish I incorporated last year was just having 1 day off, 1 day not working. So I came in, I was working as a waitress on the weekend, and that was so much pressure with the content coming in at the volume it's coming in, which I'll talk about in the education aspect of things. With the content coming in at the volume is coming in, and classes are Monday to Fridays, I'm in every single day. The weekend I'm working as well, so it was just too much for me. I remember I would just be at work and I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my time. I could be doing something that's way more productive, such as studying. Granted, making money is productive too, but I felt like it was just, I felt like there was an easier way. Being told during my courses as well, like, it's good for you to get a job in the pharmacy, get a job in the pharmacy, get a job in the pharmacy. Being told repeatedly that, I knew that, like, okay, I'm wasting my time, there's an easier way. But obviously I loved where I was working, I loved the girls there, I loved the manager, he was super chill. It was just such fun vibes. It was just too much, honestly. I did that, I went through that the first semester, and the exam hit me in the face. I said, yeah. And I knew I had to quit my job, but luckily I was able to apply for jobs in the pharmacy. Thank God I got a job there, and it made it easier for me to apply while I'm learning. I didn't feel like I was wasting my time compared to just waitressing, where I felt like, I could be doing something more productive. And that brings us swiftly into education aspect. I was missing lectures and that's not good, not for the first year. My advice for when it comes to education would be know how you study best and know how to automate it. Make it second nature as fast as possible, because when you get into uni, the volume the contents are coming at you is it's a shock to the system. This can be subjective in terms of I started in second year, so that could be that reason for that. Because I remembered my first year friends, they were just chilling. They went in every day. I had to be in 5 days a week. The content I was having was probably different. For them, there would be like more introduction, a lot of repetition from what they left school with. For us, it was very much, you should know this, you should know this, and you should know this. And based on this knowledge, it wasn't like, oh, so this is this. There was no laying of foundation. You're meant to have your foundation straight up. We got chemistry test on the second day of uni. So yeah, you get straight into it. You put your seatbelt on because you're in for a ride. If you don't know how you learn best, you need to get that sorted. How to make it easier for you, so when you're learning the lectures, you're learning the content, you just need to adjust the speed of how you process the stuff. Like the lectures is the new knowledge, the new things you need to learn, and then the workshops help you implement and understand and apply the knowledge. So it's not straight into the deep end, but you need to know how to navigate it, if that makes sense. If you have a question, some lecturers are like, during the class, put your hands up, and they'll ask you to ask your question, or they'll be like, wait till the end and then you ask your question. By that time, you'll be lucky if you remember it, if you haven't jotted it down. You miss them. Sometimes they're in a rush after the lectures. Sometimes they may need to go to the next class, may have a meeting. You need to be able to follow up with them with the email. Your questions are not going to be answered. The Google can answer a little bit. The professors will be able to help you understand it fully. So you have to email them, you need to follow up with them, you need to go see when is the office hours, when can I ask, and stuff like that. When it comes to research for assessment, assignment, reports, Google ain't it. Google's not going to cut it. Google's okay, but make sure you know what website you're going to use. So if you're like more biology based, patient centered, knowing where to go, knowing what guideline to use, knowing what scientific journals, scientific articles, knowing how to pick the right one, because someone's going to be giving you mad questionable answers, because this is very much independent learning. You need to take everything. You're responsible for your own education. Like, no one's not going to be on your back like, do this, do this, do this. Assessment is due on the 15th. If you haven't done it on the 15th, you're on your own. There's no reminders, there's no nothing. So you need to be standing on business in that aspect. Know how to research, where to research is also important. They let you know that during the first couple of weeks, but opening your ears Listen to the essential reading, get some of those essential reading, which will help you with your understanding, knowing what articles, what website, what makes it a good scientific journal, based reports that you need to be using for your researches, for your understanding. Because once you get into the habit of it, when you start writing your assessment, assignment, your lab reports, it just makes referencing so much easier. So those are all my advice and tips from my first year of uni and things I'm implementing based on this video. As much as it is to help others, it's also for myself, so I know what mistake I've made previously, so I can not make the same mistakes again. I can make space for things that require my attention. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you're in uni, what you're studying, what year you're in as well. You can help and motivate each other in the comments below as well. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.